Hey guys, it's Haley, and this video is going to be 8 ways to succeed in college. So I am a senior in college right now, and these are just things that I have found that have really helped me to get through college. Number one is find your person, whether that be your significant other or a best friend, maybe your roommate, but it's just going to be that person that you really click with. Now, my person, you've met her, Reagan. I have a best friend from back home who I've been friends with since we were little, but we didn't go to the same college. Now, Reagan, I met her freshman year at dance tryouts, and we both made it, and we just got really close through dance, and she was really just the yin to my yang. Like, she kept me grounded, I kept her grounded. If we were having boy troubles, we were there for each other. And she was just my person, and she lifted me up when I needed to be lifted up, and I always supported her through anything that she went through or any success that she had. I was there to support her and be her number one fan. So you just need to find that person that's going to be your number one fan. I also found Ari, of course, but I mean, that's just luck, I guess. Number two, get away from home. I know that sounds awful. My mom didn't want me to say it like that, but you have to get out of your hometown. You don't have to succeed, but I had to get away from my hometown. I knew that if I went to a college close to my hometown, it would be just like going to high school again, and that's not something that I could deal with again for another 4 years. College is supposed to be the best 4 years of your life. I definitely intended on making it that, so I had to get 2 hours away from home. Number three, which is the most important on this list, I think, call your mom every day. Maybe 3 times a day. I call my mom between Monday and Friday. I usually call her about 3 times a day, even if it's just driving home, walking to class, whatever it may be, and maybe once or twice, like on Saturday and Sunday. But I call my mom every single day and just, tell her what's going on. With me being 2 hours away from home, I need to know what's going on with the family and how everything's doing. Yeah, call your mom every day. She'll appreciate it more than you'd ever know. Number four, get involved with something that's going to hold you accountable. And what I mean by that is something like a club or a sport that's going to hold you accountable for your grades, for studying, for just about anything. With dance, I got involved in that freshman year, obviously, and you have to have a certain GPA, you have to get a certain amount of study hours, and you have to stay physically fit, obviously, so you have to eat right, and it really holds me accountable to all those things that a normal college student wouldn't really think about. Like, a normal college student eats ramen noodles every night and can, go without working out, or doesn't go to the library and study as much as they should, but I have to go to the library and study at least 4 hours a week, and I have to keep a certain GPA, and now that I'm a captain on the dance team, it has to be higher than just a normal team member. And I'm also a part of the Delta Zeta sorority, and for that you also have to have a certain GPA, you have to be in good academic standing, you have to do a certain amount of community service, and with dance we also do community service. So just, get involved in something that's going to hold you accountable and that's going to almost force you to be a better person. Number five, one of my favorites, is get yourself a planner because you're going to need it. Either a planner or a calendar. I know planners aren't really guys' things, but even Irie has a calendar over there up on the wall where he posts when homework's due, what time he has work, and all this stuff. I've gone through several planners in my college career. I currently bought myself like a $30 planner, and I'm pretty dang excited about it. So, treat yourself to a nice planner if you like that kind of stuff, but I usually just go for the cheap Walmart planners that fit in my backpack. And if you're going to a class and a teacher says, oh, test next Wednesday, and they never post anything else about it, you need to write it down as soon as they say it, and you can remember to study for that test on Wednesday that he may never talk about again. Or homework that needs to be done. I like planners that have a little notes section beside each week, so you can put, this is due on this day, this project's due, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to buy this, something like that. So I kind of give myself a to-do list for every week. And I started on Monday, this needs to be done by this day, and then kind of prioritize it and make sure I can get it done, because if it's all written right there, I can hold myself accountable and check it off or mark it off once it's done. So definitely, I would say get yourself a planner because you can write down all your assignments. If you have a job like I do and like Ira does, you can put in your hours. And number 6, I'm going to sound like such a mom here, but do your homework. As a student, I'm a pretty good student. I get pretty good grades, but I'm a horrible test taker. I have really bad test anxiety, and even if I know the stuff, I can just blank out as soon as I get that test in front of me. And so if you do all of your homework, all of your in-class assignments, and all of your projects to the fullest and the best that you can do them, teachers are going to see that you know the information, and that just because you didn't get a great score on the test doesn't always mean you're going to have a bad grade, because you can go through and get hundreds on all your assignments and get a 60 on a test, and it only bump you to like a low or mid-level A. So I mean, tests are worth a lot of points, of course, in your final grade, but all those assignments and all those projects really help the teacher to see that you actually know what you're talking about, and it may even help you to get a few bonus points on your tests because they actually know what you're talking about. You may not be able to like understand the questions or anything like that. So just do your homework. Number 7 is be polite to your teachers and make sure they know your name. Whether that's introducing yourself at the first day of class or going to their office and speaking to them during their office hours, just make sure they know your name, because you never know what kind of role they could play in your future, in your career or your field. My freshman year, I was really shy, didn't really want to introduce myself to anybody, and one of my professors that kind of forced me to talk to her ended up being my advisor my sophomore year, I'm pretty sure. So she ended up being my advisor. I talk to her very often because I have to, because she helps me get my classes scheduled, and she's about to help me find internships for next year, and she plays a very important role in my college career and heading towards graduation. And so you really have to make sure that you are building those connections with your professors, because they know people outside of the school. And your professors that teach in your major could help you one day, get a job, or you can use them as a reference. Teachers are phenomenal references on a resume for a job interview. And so if you build that relationship with a professor and they'll say great things about you, employers are going to love that. So really, be polite. Say yes, ma'am, or yes, sir, no, sir. Be polite, say hi to them, say how are you, simple things like that go a long way, and just make sure they know your name. I have one teacher that every day I go in there, he goes, "Hi Haley, how are you?" And I say, "Hi Dr. So-and-so, how are you?" It's just that easy, just good, how are you? Just a little bit of conversation. They don't want to hear your whole life story. You don't have to hear their whole life story. Just be polite, make sure they know your name. And also, another point with that is if you have like an 88.6 in their class, they're the ones that put in that final A or B in the final grade that goes on your transcript, for my school at least. I don't know if that's the same with every other school, but that's how it is for my school. So I remember one class, it's that same class that I talk to the professor every day. I go into the class and say, "Hi, how are you?" I had about an 88.9 in his class, and I hadn't missed a class. I talked to him every day. Of course, I'm a bad test taker, so I could have hundreds on every assignment, but not so great test scores. And I emailed him a few days before the final grades were due. I said, "Hi, Dr. So-and-so. I was just wondering if my grade was going to end up being an A or a B, because I haven't missed any classes, so I didn't know if you do bonus points for attendance, or blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. I really enjoyed this class. Thank you for another great year. Thanks in advance." And then just signed my name, and he ended up putting an A in the grade book. So that can go a long way, professors just knowing your name and knowing that you're a nice person. And the last tip on my list is be nice to people, because people are fighting their own battles. Even though you may feel like you're having the worst day ever, someone could have just lost someone important to them, or their boyfriend could have just broken up with them, or something worse. It could always be worse. So walking down the hallway, smile at somebody. Don't be that awkward person that sits there and looks at their phone so they don't have to make eye contact with the person walking opposite of them. So just say hi, or just smile out. I mean, someone could be having the worst day ever, and you smiling at them could make their day. So, you know, people are fighting their own battles just like you and me are. So just be nice to people, and they'll want to pass that on to someone else. I'm not asking you to, like, to go buy them a new car or something, but, you know, holding the door open for somebody is polite. You know, just be nice. So I hope this video was kind of insightful and helpful for you guys. I don't know if y'all are, you know, just graduating from college. It can be used in the workplace too. Yeah, but anyways, do your homework, be nice. That's all I got for you. So I hope y'all enjoyed it. And if y'all want more videos like this, let me know. Bye, guys.